What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Hey, get ready. Let's get sweaty. Come on.
Okay. Sure.
I'll be honest. I missed
That was not a stat, but it was kind of funny.
It was, yeah, a little bit. It was. I had a good rhyme. I appreciated that. I was confident in my plan. Execution from the beginning was off, so we had to pivot.
Welcome into the Spitballers Podcast,
But
Andy,
we
Mike, and
stuck
Jason.
the landing.
Yeah,
with
I mean, it's
one or more feet.
Let's get sweaty, everybody. Let's get sweaty. Would you rather situation room, a spectacular sweaty draft on today's show? We'll put it that way. At Spitballers Pod on Twitter, Instagram.com/Spitballers Pod. How's everybody doing this fine afternoon?
Pretty well.
It's another afternoon.
Al Borland, how you doing?
I'm fantastic.
Okay. All right. We're in good shape. We may proceed as scheduled.
I'm excited for the draft because even though, this was like a late addition, we didn't know what we were drafting until, recently before the show. But, it's really nice when I can draft things I hate. Just absolutely despise
Yes.
and explain why they're terrible.
The nice thing about this one is, Jason, I actually think that
Jason
you will
could go 50 rounds.
people will rally behind our hatred of this in this draft.
Yeah, we'll keep you in suspense, even though I'm sure it's in the show title. All right, let's do some Would You Rather.
Would you rather?
Brian from the website, would you rather have one random meeting or appointment canceled every week or one random bill canceled every month?
Huh?
Okay, so
Oh, wait.
so you're saying
Huh?
You can get out of a meeting once a week,
Oh, okay.
or you can get out of paying a bill once a month.
But here's the thing.
I see. So this is a good thing to get it canceled. You're
Yeah, but
saying,
here's
like,
the
I
problem.
want... Okay.
Like the random bill cancel, that sounds fantastic. Spin the wheel. Maybe my water bill is out, or maybe my mortgage. My mortgage for the month, wiped out. I don't have to pay it. Here's the problem with if it's a random meeting or appointment, I am still getting ready for that appointment. How much advance notice do I have that the random meeting is canceled? You got to give me a couple days.
If it's a meeting that you don't want to attend, you'll be happy that you got dressed and got ready and then it got canceled.
No, you're not. I mean, you're
What, you
happy
get-
that the meeting is gone, but
How
you're
dressed
still,
up do you get for that dentist appointment, Mike?
I put pants on.
All right, and you'll be sad to have to take them off?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, we're doing an important show right now, back-to-back, Podcast Awards Comedy Podcast of the Year, and I don't have pants on. I haven't gotten ready for this. Is not important enough or necessary enough for me to put pants on. So Mike is right that when you have these
Thank
meetings,
you.
I'm going to have to, and not just shorts. Like an important meeting, I'm going full pants, and that's a nightmare. But I see a different problem with this question. The different problem is that, like, when your bill gets canceled, right? Like, oh, you don't have to pay this month. Well, I feel like that's wiped out. But when your meeting gets canceled, it's just pushed back, right? Like you're still now you got double meetings next week with the meeting you didn't want.
Unless
The other thing,
Okay, go ahead.
the other thing is, like, I don't know about you guys, but almost all bills, I will venture to say all of my bills are monthly. So this is like, you know what I mean? Like, or one a month. I only have one bill a month for all these different things. That's great.
I've got it figured out for you, Jason, because I'll equate this to something I know you wish was canceled all the time. Now, we are mired in a less event-driven moment in history. However, I know from your lifestyle pre-pandemic that you had many a child birthday party to attend. These happened nearly every single week of your life, and it was almost impossible to understand how many friends your kids have or relatives you have. This was would you say three a month, over under on average?
I would say over, because there's more. Well, I mean, I'm not positive, but I think there are more than 3 Saturdays a month, and so Saturday was a birthday party. I think I had like 30 Saturdays in a row with a birthday party, and I hate that my kids are social. And
would you double your mortgage payment to eliminate those permanently?
Ooh, I think I would triple it. Yeah,
Sorry, kids. Dad has to work, so you can't go to a party.
That's right.
Oh man.
That being said, I can't. I mean, I guess I don't. So the birthday party, that's legit. But having a bill canceled every month, that's like I got a raise. It seems so much better. Like, let me ask you this: would you rather get a raise and have to attend all your meetings, which you usually already do? Or would you rather keep the same salary and skip a meeting?
I think I agree with your logic, and I would take the random bill canceled. It would be fun if it was a dial where you you pull the lever and it randomly, you hope you get the mortgage, but you could also get the Hulu bill or the Netflix bill, and you're like, no, dang it.
That's still $10.
Get out of here with that nonsense.
Yeah,
I'm not going to a meeting for $10. Time is money, Mike.
Oh, I'm glad I don't have a lot of meetings. That would suck. All right,
I'll officially take the.
I'm taking the bill.
The bill.
Pay my automobile.
Yeah, me too. Hayden from the website with a would you rather question: would you rather live in a place that is 28 degrees year round, or 110 degrees year round?
Wait, so
and that is Fahrenheit for our international listeners. This is
so I'm
this
doing
is hot
the
or
math
cold?
Here. I'm doing the math just off the top of my head because, of course, I know that the formula for Fahrenheit to Celsius is Fahrenheit minus 32 times 5/9. Of course, I know that.
Yeah, of course.
So 28 Fahrenheit is -2 Celsius, and what's the other temperature?
110 degrees.
Beep, bop, boop, beep, bop, boop, beep. That's 43 Celsius. Just for our
that doesn't matter
bonjour
to me.
listeners.
I'll
take 43. Can I get 43 Fahrenheit?
It's hard to associate the 28 degrees year round with.
Have you ever been in that?
Oh yeah.
28's not that bad.
28. Here's what I'm saying is when I think 28 degrees, I generally think it's snowing outside.
28.
I mean, last week I was up north in
and it was sub-freezing?
It was 17 degrees outside.
What? Wait, no. What? No.
Yeah, man.
No.
Yeah, this is normal.
The whole freezing thing, when people are like, "Oh, this is freezing weather." Freezing,
and you're like, "Hey, let's head up north." What?
Freezing
what?
isn't that cold. Like
it is 35 degrees there right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think 28 degrees. Like both of these are uncomfortable, right? I'm not going to want to hang out outside 110. We live in Arizona. In the United States, it's the worst, and it's 110 all the time, and for at least half the year, it feels like, and that's a nightmare.
I had to turn on the AC in my house 2 days ago.
Me too. I did too.
What was that about?
Just in case you're listening some other time of the year, it is the middle of January. It is the middle of January, and we had to make sure we had to switch our AC units back on because it was like, this is untenable.
Guys, I painted my mailbox and I got a sunburn. All right, that's what happened in the middle of January. But if this, like, part of the 28 degrees has been like snow, sloshy, that type of thing, but just the temperature 28 degrees, if it's not super windy, if it feels like 28, I'm picking that one. I can go do stuff outside. I can go for a hike. I can ride a bicycle. I can go work on the yard. Like in Arizona, there's this certain part of the year, and we're kind of in it, to be honest, where it
because it's a day and we're in Arizona.
Because it's January, and this day, it's like life-giving when you can work outside, or your kids can play outside, or I can sit out front and watch them ride their bikes. I think 28 degrees is my vote.
Yeah, because you want to know what the kids can do? They can put a jacket on. Like you can find a way to go outside and play in 28-degree weather. There's not enough clothes to take off in 110-degree weather. That's just not you can't get cool enough. You can't wear ice packs.
Where's the tech? Like people made
seriously.
People made the technology to warm up Like, that's caveman technology, man. They're like, I'm cold. I'm going to put an animal fur on my body. And we haven't been able to figure out clothing technology.
Air-conditioned T-shirts? Huh?
I have the internet in my pocket. You're telling me we can't figure out how to cool down?
I will tell you this. I don't like the cold. Like, I'm a tall man. I have long arms, long legs. It takes a long time for my blood.
What does that have to do with the cold?
It's circulation. If you have long extremities, you have worse circulation.
So
That's
you're
just
telling me that taller
my
people
toes,
are
my
colder?
toes and fingers. This is not rocket science here.
Yes, it clearly is. What are you doing?
This is not a thing, Andy. This is not a thing where tall people get colder.
Does it take my blood longer to get to the tips of my toes than it does your toes? You bet it does.
No, because your blood is always in your toes and in your fingers. It's moving at all times. It's not like you've got to wait.
It pumps from your heart. It does. You do have to wait.
For oxygen, not for temperature of your blood. It's not like your blood goes to your heart, warms up, and then goes to the rest of your body.
Okay. I'm
a tall man.
I'm so cold up here.
Hands and feet being cold, fingers being numb. That happens when you're taller. Clearly, you don't understand that. But my whole point of bringing this up was I bought some – you talk about the technology. I bought some gloves for up north. Bro, you plug them into the wall, and they got 8 hours of, like, heat in your fingers. It's pretty cool. So
I'm having a hard time moving on from the assertion that tall, long people have colder extremities. What about people that just have poor circulation? Like, and they're not tall. Like, you got
that's possible too,
right? So okay, I feel like if you've got good circulation and you're tall, you're fine. I think it's just a matter of circulation.
Correct, and mine is worse because I'm tall.
Okay. That's what we need to look into. Do tall people have worse circulation?
What's interesting about this is no matter what, if it's 110, if it's 28, I know that Jay Moore is strolling around outside with his shirt off. So,
I'm in my boxers, bro. Yeah. I'm taking that garbage out in
I don't
that
know
28
why
degree weather.
Jason, I don't know why you care either way because you're shirtless.
Well, I care because I get so hot at all times. My child, I'm tucking him into bed. This is like 3 nights ago. He literally, we're doing hugs, kisses, prayers, and he turns to me and says, "Dad, why are you always so hot?" And I was like, "That's a great question. I don't know the answer, but I am always on fire."
It's because you're so short, Jason.
Oh, that is the issue.
The blood moves too fast. It builds up friction, and friction is heat. And like this is just it's not rocket science.
That makes sense. So that we've solved it. Why don't we segregate, geographies by height so that people can live in their proper climate?
Did you not know that Yao Ming used to wear a sweater on the court all the time?
Oh man.
See, that's common knowledge.
My favorite part is I swear I saw like the light on Andy's face changing colors because he was Googling. He was trying to find something to back him up. He never came back to us with any information. Tell me I'm wrong, Andy.
I found some Reddit, but Reddit's not a good enough source to bring up on the air.
Tallpeopleproblems.com.
So you're telling me I may have circulation issues unrelated to my height? Is that what you're telling me?
That's right.
You might want to go to the doctor.
Might get your cholesterol under control.
Oh, my goodness. Well, look, I think I'm going with the cold weather. I think I got the tech for that. I can take off layers. What's funny is I used to go on snow trips as a kid, and it's really cold. Now, Mike has never comprehended anything colder than about 30 degrees, apparently. But when it gets really cold,
sure I've been in it. It's just I can't tell you when.
I remember you go and you do sledding and stuff. I would be wearing a t-shirt and shorts by an hour in because you were you're moving around. You're totally fine as long as it's not windy. Cold and windy, that's where it gets pretty devilish.
We took a family trip last year up north and we went sledding. And at like a sledding park where you have to carry these tubes all the way up the side of the mountain. I mean, and then you go down and it's fun. And we bundled up because we're from warm climate. We think we're going to Antarctica, and we were in snow bibs and ski boots and gloves and layers. And by the end of that thing, I'm wearing a bib with just a T-shirt underneath that looked like the weirdest dressed man of all time, and I am sweating my butt off.
I know how entertaining this episode must be for 90% of the U.S. that actually has normal cold weather. By the way, at that sledding park, Jason, where most of the employees like really short.
Yeah, well, I mean, how else would they stay warm?
They have to. Jason, have you ever pitted out of like a snow jacket?
Yeah.
All right, I'm voting cold. Everybody voting cold here. We live in Arizona. I think we want the change.
I have to throw away all my leather jackets.
Francisco on Patreon has a would you rather question. Would you rather have a black card to any single fast food place of your choice? So I'm assuming that means free food forever,
card,
unlimited.
Gold card.
Okay,
it's pretty cool.
So this is an unlimited food card, a black card to any single fast food restaurant,
but one meal per day,
1 meal per day for life, or $12,000 cash right now. That
here's something that's stupid. I'm gonna peel back. I'm gonna peel back the curtain here. We deal with sponsors. We deal with food sponsors.
Betcha we do
at times, and they pay for advertisements, and they want us to endorse their products, and they'll send us some gift cards, and here's the reality: we are always disproportionately thrilled about free product than we are about the money that is worth so much more than the product we could receive.
Mike.
Oh, I'm right there with him. Like if this was a meal card for only 1 year, not for life, but for 1 year versus $12,000, I feel like I'd take the meal card because it's just cool. I can't buy that.
Which, mind you, I did the math while you were talking about that, despite the fact you said you do it for 1 year. If every meal is if it's a $10 fast food meal, you've got 1,200 meals for $12,000, right? I mean that's the basic math of it.
Yep.
So
okay.
1,200 meals is
let's
3.2 years worth of meals.
That's if I ate every single day, but
that's if you ate every day.
What if it's once a week? Because
once a week.
At some point, you're going to be down to once a week.
23 years.
23 years. Give me that card, baby. It's going to pay off in 24 years.
Jason is completely right, though. We will be dealing with sponsors making us monetary deals. And if Mike can't get their product, which is probably like $38 or something, for free, that's a turnoff for Mike. He wants the free value.
Look, I don't lie. If you hear me do a read or if you hear me talk about a product in a read, and I say I love the product, I'm telling you the truth.
That's
true. Because I got it.
Would you rather be you'd rather be special than rich? Is that a would you rather?
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, because you feel exactly you pull the gold card out, you're special, right?
That's exactly what it is. The special nature of special treatment is just one. It's always been one of my absolute favorite things. Special
walk
treatment.
into a Starbucks and they just have your drink ready and it's free and you just grab it and you walk out and
that sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, I remember I stayed at a hotel once where they knew who I was and they put because I had tweeted something that I was staying there and were verified and super famous.
What is it? Hold on, I've never heard this story.
Really?
You were at a hotel.
Yeah, my wife and I a couple years back we took a staycation.
And you put it out on socials that you were there, and you were so important on social media that they saw it?
That they saw it, and they filled our room with chocolates and wine, like complimentary with a note.
What?
And let me just tell you something. That's awesome. There's no part of me that was like, oh, please, you shouldn't. I'm like, I got to tweet more places. It's fantastic.
I got a table once, and I really liked it.
What is happening?
Oh, yeah.
Mike, now listen, Mike makes plenty of money, and right now Mike would rather have one table a little bit sooner than any of that money. He feels left out.
I am not unleashing the power of social media, apparently.
Hey, man. Sometimes, like I said, it was one time, and it felt really cool.
So, Spitwads, give someone in your life special treatment. Go above and beyond because of who they are, because it feels so great. Pay that service forward, and especially to the three of us. So when you come into contact or you know where we are, real special treatment, just real, A-list stuff.
At Producer Borland on Twitter. He would like he would like more followers in case he's eligible for some of this someday. All right, Sarah from Twitter, would you rather win a $100 million lottery?
That's a lot of money.
And have it announced on national TV, or a $50 million lottery, and only people that know about it are the people you choose to tell? That is an awesome question. Awesome question.
Now,
because practically, what's the difference between 50 and 100 million in the way you live your life? I know it's $50 million, but it's...
No, I get what you're saying. Now, for the sake of the philosophical argument here, we have to say that if you win the $100 million, you're actually receiving 100 versus 50. Because I know if you win the $100 million, you're probably getting 50.
Yeah, you're saying double the actual net here.
Right.
Let's just
Taxes
say that.
are not a part of this. You actually get 100 or you get 50.
Right. And I will say this. It would kind of stink to have everyone know that you've got $100 million, not just for being hit up, but like just for how you're thought of. And
everybody knows. Every single person you went to school with, every family member, every employee, employer.
Okay,
yeah,
let me ask you
how
this.
do you feel now that everyone knows that you wield your social media like a weapon so that people will fill your hotel rooms with chocolates?
Now, to be clear, I did not wield. I just simply said we're going to go stay at a staycation here.
Wink, wink.
Tag.
Did you tag? You tagged them?
You're darn right. I tagged them. How else are they going to see it?
Oh my God!
What's funny is
I love chocolate. Tag.
What's funny is I use my social media 10 times less than either of you two. Like I don't use it for that much. But that was my one moment. Circling back to the question on money. Let me ask you this: how many people in your life? Let's say you got you received infinity money. You got $1 billion, and you wanted to give $1 million to those people who meant the most to you. How many people could you come up with that are really important, and you would give that money to? Yes, really important to you. They matter a lot.
I honestly think if I had unlimited money to give away, I bet there'd be 40 to 50 people pretty quick.
But you don't have unlimited money.
Jason gave the hypothetical.
My point is, I feel like it'd be like 7 for me. I'm not giving it to people I knew in high school. But it's like family.
Your point is smart here, because let's say you have the 100 million, and everybody knows, but then you could be more generous with the money because you've got more of it to give away. And I don't mean that from the real pious. Oh, I'd be so generous. You legitimately could give a lot more.
Exactly.
All my family members would get money. All of my friends.
You just said you could come up with 40 people.
Give
I
40
think so. of them $1 million. Say you will never get another dollar from me. Here's $1 million, and at the end of that, you've
40
got 10
prenuptial agreements with all of your friends.
Exactly. And at the end of that, you've got 10 million more than the 50 million.
That's true.
Now everybody knows, but they all love you because you made them a millionaire.
My dad used to work at this office park where the lady right below him actually won $106 million in the Arizona lottery.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Did she quit?
She quit instantaneously.
Yeah, good for her.
He never saw her again. He congratulated her and never saw her face ever
real
again.
question is, did she go back to that job? Because I know, almost everybody who wins the lottery, they go bankrupt or they lose it all.
It's because the people who play the lottery have the financial discipline of the people that would go broke with the lottery.
That's fair.
Unfortunately. All right, I guess...
I'm taking the 100 million. Taking? I'm taking the 100.
Yeah, So I mean, I guess I'm not concerned about the national presence, because I mean but if you have the 50, you're cutting your money in half, and you can only tell whoever you want. You can tell nobody.
Well, I mean, you're going to get sold.
Here's the thing, Mike.
I feel like with the way the news cycles and the way that I am able to treat those around me if they are coming at me with any disrespect, and I'm like, okay, see you later. I'm taking the $100 million.
Yeah, because let's say you got the 50. Let's say you got $50 million, Mike. Let me ask you a question. In 3 years' time, from the time you receive the $50 million, what is your house like? What does your home look like? Is it maybe a really, really nice home?
Right.
Because
okay.
then all your family's going to – they don't need to know you won the lottery. They're like, whoa, this dude's balling. Like, yeah, they're all going to know you're rich. You're not – I mean, the only way that $50 million makes sense here is if you take it and you just – look, this goes to retirement. I'm not touching it. And live your life the exact same way, in which case take no money.
I feel like if I have $100 million, I'm moving, and then I'm telling my family, like, hey, come visit me in Montana. And they're like, well, where do you live? I'm like, no, I own Montana now. I bought the state.
Land was cheap.
Because that's how much this state is worth, and now it's all mine.
Yeah, I think it costs more than $100 million now. I think
for Montana?
For the whole state, yeah.
It's pretty big.
Well, like 101?
Yeah, it's not much more.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of there's some moose up there?
I think that's all Canada.
Yeah. That's all Canada.
Yeah.
They make sure that they don't come down south of the border.
That's right. It's like how saguaros only grow in Arizona.
Right.
Moose only exist in Canada.
You almost said
moose
meese.
Up there.
You almost said meese. Yeah.
I might or might not have.
Let's move.
Mooses.
Let's move on.
The Situation Room.
Okay,
What
I've
is
got a
a-
situation.
Okay.
I Googled how much money is Montana worth, and the first number that shows up is $100 million. That's the first thing I see. It's bold, $100 million. And then I look, I'm like, wow, this is great. And then I look, and that's Joe Montana. Joe Montana is worth
Joe
$100
Montana's
million.
worth $100 million.
There you go. And just in case you wanted to know how much Montana is worth, I own Joe Montana.
Montana. No, Joe.
Yeah, just come on over.
You want to play
He's
some
my
hanging
butler
out.
now. Yeah. Yes. You just buy him just for catch. Help my son, play catch whenever he wants.
That reminds me of, what was it, Parks and Rec, where they have like Rick Smith just
yes.
on retainer or something? Or Detlef Shrimp.
Detlef
That's what it
Shrimp.
was. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Into the Situation Room we go. Josh from Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is a big one. I have not read this yet, so prepare yourself. You three are given a $2 billion budget.
What's with all the money questions?
Look,
I love
man,
it.
money and poop. That's what the show is about. $2 billion budget to create a theme park. Each of you is in charge of a different aspect of the park. One is in charge of food options, another in charge of rides, and the other in charge of events, shows, parades, holidays, fireworks, etc. You have also been given permission to use inspiration from any music, sport, TV, book, or movie in your theme park.
Ooh.
What would you call your park? Who would be in charge of each aspect? And what will be your park's headlining features?
Do you guys have
Let's build a park, gentlemen.
any mascots? I can't think of the right word. Just intellectual properties that you feel like there's not a theme park representation of this, and there should be.
Well, I used to. I mean, my wife and I, we were at Disneyland one day, and we bought a sketch pad of paper and sat down, and for hours we drew a theme park for Harry Potter because it didn't exist yet.
You hold on. You were at Disneyland.
We were in the park.
You were inside the park, and you're like, how should we spend our time with this $500 ticket that we bought? And you sat down and you sketched in a sketch pad?
We were inspired by
There are holes in this story.
Well, the holes in the story are, this is pre-kids. We could do anything. We went to Disneyland like every 5 weeks. We could do whatever we want. I mean, we practically lived there. But, that's what I wanted to build. And I feel like I haven't been to the one in Florida. I've been to the one in California. But goodness gracious, it's not good enough. It's just, it does not.
Oh,
there needs to be a Harry Potter park, not just like, you're
A
going to
wing of
Universal Studios, and then there's like these three.
I feel like you can't do
things.
Harry Potter.
It has
though.
to
You got to go somewhere else.
It has to be a timeless IP because you can't have it expire, right? You have to have something that, like the Star Wars stuff makes sense because that's lived for, you know, decades and decades. And, Marvel certainly would fit that bill. That kind of stuff could last forever.
I would have said Nintendo, but they've apparently built a Nintendo land over in Japan.
That's a good idea.
It looks awesome.
That's the right thought
Yeah, it's
process.
not
there.
open yet, so I think we could still latch on to something like that.
We get ours open first.
But
that won't attract so many people. There are so many people that are unaware.
What about just video games? Could you do like a video game or
Themed?
music or like a theme that is just a wider genre than
I
than
think
a
you could
specific
do a
IP?
video game
Well,
one.
how about this? How about we do something that is on the Disneyland scale, but it's an outer space theme park? I mean, just that
Ooh.
theme.
Oh,
I
you
don't think
have
there's
my
anything
attention.
that's
Okay.
been Elon Musk is obviously part of the investment group that's donated the $2 billion. You can have different planets for different areas.
Okay.
Oh
could
yeah,
do-
you visit the entire solar system.
Yeah, you got different. The whole no gravity and spaceships fits in with all the themes of the theme
Go
park.
on the Comet roller coaster.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
an anti-gravity ride would be great. You could do some great VR stuff. I
Now,
love it.
Jason, what
I'm
kind
in.
of foods are you looking for in outer space?
Ooh, well, the one thing I do know about outer space
Moon
and
pies?
food. Oh, moon pies. That's good. But when you look at astronauts and how they eat in outer space, I'm confident they need churros. So
Right.
that is the clear
Space churros.
space churros. But here's the deal.
Yeah, you gotta like these are churros.
Yeah, that's right.
There's an extra
Well,
H.
No, they're gonna be staros because they're gonna be in the shape of a star.
okay,
Like
okay.
the
Yeah,
star will.
Yeah. No, I can put it together.
Well, yeah, you know how like a
Staros.
churro right now is like an asterisk. If you look at it from the side, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Are
the
you
shape?
following me? Yeah, the shape of a star.
Oh, you're just making
looking
that
at
Oh,
it
if you look at it like barrel down,
barrel down because
I
that's
was
how
like,
it's made.
Jason, it's a line. It's a stick.
But I'm saying that line would be squirted out
barrel
as
down.
as a star, and so it's totally different. Staros would be the main attraction.
What? They're the main attraction of the park? These staros?
They're gonna be good.
Mike, you have to be at Vince. I know you did some of the live touring at the train.
Yeah, I don't mind. I think I know rides, but I think I could handle the events.
I'll
I can't
consult
do
you on
events.
rides all the time, but me and you both know we're not going to have enough rides that make people throw up because both of us can't ride those. So Jason's going to have to help with those.
Yeah, I
ones.
was gonna say Andy doing rides is a little bit worrisome because they're gonna be
Look
real.
out! This ride hits 5 miles an hour.
They're gonna be real gentle. They're gonna be.
If you fall out, just get up and
Just-
walk and catch
No,
up
no,
to
it's
your
like-
tram.
It's like a roller coaster, but at moon gravity, so it goes a little
Right.
slower.
That's his theme for all rides. Is well, I mean, look, in outer space, you can't go as fast.
Why aren't there any sound effects? No sound in space, guys.
Let me
Keep
ask
it
you.
down.
Let me
Very
ask you
authentic.
on the topic of the shows, the events.
Yes.
So I would love to be put in charge of that because my job is over. I don't have any. I hate them all. I hate parades. I hate the wasted time. I mean, there's like some, big spectacles. I like the fireworks show. I'd put some. But how do you two feel about events at theme parks? Because to me, they are the only advantage to them is quick go ride rides while all these stupid people watch the parade.
I 100% agree with you. That when it comes to the parade, I'll do it. I'll sit down because I know that my kids really like it. But it's a situation where, generally speaking, Grandpa goes and claims a spot for the parade 2 hours before the stupid thing begins, and I know he's doing that because he just wants to get away from my children and sit down and rest for a while, which I respect it. But you also, to get that spot, to get the prime spot, you have to go sit there hours early, and it's absolutely ridiculous. So I am with you. Parades are out.
Here's what I'll say, because the last time I was at Disneyland, we also went to it wasn't Six Flags, it was another one of the big theme parks there.
Knott's Berry Farm?
It was Knott's Berry Farm, which has tremendous rides. It's same huge scale.
Incredible jelly.
I think that all those things you're talking about, Jason, that are dumb, and that I agree, I don't congregate for them. I think they're doing more than you think they're doing for the atmosphere of the park. I think it's like a restaurant with a perfectly clean bathroom. You don't know why you like that restaurant so much, but it's playing a part. And the atmosphere of having a parade going by or dances happening or people meeting characters, I think it's just part of the romanticism that makes you go, you know what? Disneyland's just a little bit better than everything else.
Okay, low budget. Low budget for the parade.
Low budget's fine. We can invest our money into the Starro development.
But But I do love, I love a good show. And I like when they're like, oh, hey, the show is at 1:30, and I know because there's multiples a day, I only have to go there 20 minutes early or 15 minutes early. I can get a pretty good spot, and I go, and I know that the show is going to be incredible. The entertainers are going to be top notch. The technology involved in the show is going to blow my mind. So I'm all for shows. I'm just not a huge parade guy.
Yeah, sure. I like it.
The parade is fun if you're sitting. I like to eat during the parades, like be at one of those restaurants right next to it, so you're doing more than just watching a parade.
I like to eat during the rides. Okay.
This could be something we introduce.
That's next level. You know how usually you
sell
can't
the
bring
Staros on the as you're clicking forward in the cart.
You can't bring food on the rides. Not at my park. Not at my park.
That is an ultimate high pressure sales situation. If you
hurry.
If you're going up the incline for the roller coaster, imagine someone's like, "You want one of these churros? You better make up your mind,
and you better eat it before you start going down."
You got 10 seconds to say yes to this Starro.
All right, Mr. Musk, come and invest. Now that you've heard it,
I like it. All right, the next situation before we get into our draft, we'll do one more. Becca from Patreon says you are awoken in the middle of the night to the smell of smoke, and you quickly realize your house is in flames. Oh, my. It's a problem.
That's scary.
You quickly get your family and all of your pets to safety. You have time to run back in and grab 3 things. What are they?
Oh, good question.
You know, this is actually top of mind because we were up north in a cabin that we may have burned the fire a little bit and filled with some smoke, and there was a moment of like, hey, do we have a battle plan if we ever have this place catch on fire? What do you run back in for? Everybody's safe. The pets are safe. I mean, the laptop?
The laptop was honestly one of the first things I thought of.
Me too, but isn't everything on the cloud?
Silly.
I mean, it's all in the cloud. But
is it just for value?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I guess you're right, though. I mean, most stuff is probably safe.
Yeah, and you'll have, let's assume you'll have home insurance here to replace the item. So I think this is like,
are there valuables?
Not lose.
Do we have that, like, people would run in for photo albums in the past?
Yes. Yeah, my wife would 100%. The first thing that she would grab would be photograph hard drives. For me, my valuable, like people grabbing jewelry.
Are you getting a guitar?
Man. I'm grabbing my most valuable pair of sneakers, my man.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
I am a collector. I have some shoes that have accrued certain value, and they're just not available. So I would grab my highest pair.
No, that makes sense.
That makes complete sense and sounds so horrible. Like I gotta get my sneakers.
No, but that's basically grabbing money out of your house. I mean, with those shoes that you have, I have like a little chest with like all the birth certificates and social security cards. That's the thing I'd be going for.
That's number one.
Yeah,
because you don't want to have to go down to the office to re-get social security cards and the birth certificates and all
passports
that stuff. So I'm getting the files, the out of the file cabinet, if you will.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
Al, what about you? You got something special that we need to know about? And we could break in and steal?
Which tool is Owl Borland saving?
Man, that is tough. I'm going to have to give that some thought. I just can't think of anything that I own that's irreplaceable. Like photos and stuff are all in the cloud. I don't know offhand.
My whole life, our lives are just in the cloud, man.
We can really have our homes burned down now, so long as everybody's safe.
That's true.
Like, there's not, like outside of those documents, I can't think of anything valuable. Like
irreplaceable,
I have a safe, and there's values in them. It's fireproof. I'm good.
Right.
I'll just get it at the end.
I'll grab some of my video game collection here. I've been downsizing it into like just a giant CD jacket, so I can grab it. I can grab one of them and get most of them.
Okay. All right. These are all the games that you don't play, right?
Oh, that's right. I will never ever play them again.
But you'll have them.
But they're yours, Mike.
That's right.
You have to,
and you will never take them away from me.
Hey, Al, should we do one more situation or should we jump into the draft?
Let's draft.
All right.
The Spitballers Draft.
All right, we are drafting. Mike has the first pick. We are drafting the worst exercises.
Yes.
The worst exercises.
All of them.
And this is where I said Jason wants to go 50 rounds maybe. Look, I mean, there are definitely some bad exercises out there.
And
some worse than others.
there are drafts where the first pick is the best place to be, and then you have these ones like right in the middle. This one, it's not that there's no value to the first pick. I just believe strongly that there are two easy picks at the top.
Interesting.
Really?
And
That makes me feel a lot of pressure.
and I
Oh, wait, no,
don't-
Jason has the second pick.
Jason has the second pick, and I don't know which one he would go.
man.
Oh, man.
I think I know what I'm going with, but I would be surprised if it's yours.
Oh. So I'll just, oh, man. I'm
Tilting with the 101.
Tilting with the 101 because
you had to have
two-
something that was locked in here, didn't you?
There are there's two franchise quarterbacks on the board, and
Really?
I'm trying to figure out which one do I actually want.
See, here's the thing. My list is very personal. It's not like what are the worst. It's
Okay.
which ones do I despise and hate the most. I've got some on my list that people are going to love. It might be their favorite thing, and I'm saying get out of here with that stupid healthy crap.
And
Now, what is funny is it is very personal because Jason and I, we used to work out together,
Mm-hmm.
and it was amazing how certain exercises for certain people were not possible for them. It was like Jason would dominate something that I would struggle at, and vice versa on something else where it was just like, I remember your feet were on fire due to one certain exercise that made
certain
no
exercises,
sense.
my feet just, they were so hot, and I think it's because of the weight that I put on them. It really wasn't fair to my feet, but, you know,
All right,
you win
Mike.
some, you lose some.
Okay, and I've narrowed it down. So the last thing I'll say is the hardest part is I know what the number one pick is for me, but I feel like if there's any chance that one pick somehow made it back, that would be the one. But I'm just gonna take it. It's the absolute. It's the worst, man. It is the worst. Burpees.
Okay.
Are by far the worst freaking thing that you could possibly do. They work you out like a mug, man. This thing handles your body, but they are the worst. When you get 3 into the burpees and you have to go to 20 and you know that you're never going to make it.
I put that at the bottom of my list because that's a universally despised exercise.
Because it's the worst.
Because it's the worst, but it's also, you know, the best in the sense of what it does for you.
For those unaware, a burpee is when you start standing and you go down into basically a plank where you put your feet behind you.
You drop
and you
down,
come
you do a
back up,
push-up,
and
then
you jump.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
All right, so I'm up. Oh,
So
man.
my gamble did not pay off, but I went with my heart. So I feel
All right.
I feel good.
It would have been picked before it came back to you.
Here's one that you'll see a theme in a lot of my picks. It's things that make me look stupid. It's things that I can't do well. And there is nothing more humiliating, especially if you're in a room full of people that can do this. I took a kickboxing class once, and this was the warm-up. The warm-up with all of these great athletes in the room. The warm-up was just, hey, go grab that jump rope. And everybody's going to start doing these, like, they're barely jumping. They're not jumping. They're like, I don't even understand how the jump rope is going underneath their feet. And here's me like, 1, 2,
You're going full
I hit
knees
my
up.
feet. And then, and then, you know, I can get like 5 or 6 before I hit my feet. And then at the end of this thing, I am dead. I'm like, this was a great workout. I'll see you guys next time. But it's humiliating if you can't jump rope like the expert jump ropers. And
You must have loved doing jump rope with me, Jason.
Oh, I did, because honestly, I was the expert. And I mean that with impunity. I mean, that was you and me next to each other. I'm taking jump rope off my list. I feel great about myself, and I'm an expert.
Well,
I thought I would
it's a
get
tall
jump
people
rope.
thing.
It's circulation issues.
Yes.
Well, it's the rope. The rope is too small because you're tall.
Well, and the worst part is like when you're working out with a trainer and he tells you to go do jump rope, you're on display as it's like a person without rhythm or tone trying to sing. And then it starts to get into your head.
Okay,
You
now
keep hitting
dance.
you keep hitting your feet over and over again, and they're like, "Are you so stupid? Are you the stupidest?" So that's a good pick, Jason. It makes sense. It was on my list. I am worse than you, amazingly, at jump rope. All right. Well, look, I get the 101 at the third pick, which it's called running.
Yep, that was my other pick.
I mean, it's like walking, only way worse. You have to run. You're not doing anything competitive. You're not doing anything exciting. I mean, it's even worse on a treadmill. I mean, I've done that, bought the treadmill before, probably twice. Oh, yeah, I'm going to do it. No, it's running. It's so stupid. I hate it.
Running is the 101. It is absolute. Like the two worst is jump rope and running, but jump rope is so much more specific to me. But I am so jealous of people that love to run.
Yeah.
People love to run. Like there are people that's their like me time. They just go out.
They're all called liars.
They're all called healthy is what they're called.
Well, that's true.
You ever seen like an
Bad
overweight
knees.
person
Bad
with
knees.
You ever seen an overweight person with, a running addiction or like, they just or that's just
I just can't stop running.
I run every morning at 6 a.m. If you run every morning, you're healthy. I don't care what else you do in your life.
That's true.
You're a healthy person.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, running is
It's terrible.
And I've gone through the running spells in my life, and honestly, it's just too easy to cheat at. If you're like you're starting to run, you could just
by not running.
By not running, you see,
You just start walking.
you could just start walking. You don't have to go as fast. You don't have to push yourself. Like I don't know. There's something about it where I'm just not entertained. So we'll go with running for the first pick. The second pick is much more difficult now. And I guess I'm going to go with like full-on legit sit-ups. I think they're stupid.
Okay.
I think they make no sense. I'm pretty sure they're terrible for your back, and they fatigue you, and I'm not sure that they're really the key to getting abs. I think doing little crunches and stuff makes sense, but full-on sit-ups, I think that's a bad exercise.
All right.
So, and I, can't do a lot of them, so...
I have crunches.
I could if I wanted to, but because they're stupid, I don't do them.
I have crunches on my list.
principle. Thank you.
Ab workouts, when you have a bit of a belly, become extra difficult because there's something in the way.
Like shoe ties? Have you ever done shoe ties?
Right. Oh, is that that's an exercise for me. Tying your shoes, that's a nightmare. I'll draft that. Yeah, I mean that's the worst when you're like do these sit-ups and it's like I can't. Something's in the way. All right. So I'm on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
You are.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go with another one that looks stupid. That makes me look stupid. Makes me look weak. Here's the thing. I have really strong legs. I can
Those
jump.
Things are working out nonstop.
I can squat. If I go to one of those squatting machines, exactly, Mike. I mean, look, those legs have a lot of weight on them, and so my legs are really strong. If I go to one of those machines where I can, squat or like the bench press for your legs,
the
leg press, which is probably well named, the bench press for your legs. You mean the leg press? Yes, I do. I can dominate that thing. I feel impressive. I feel like if people were watching, they'd be like, "Whoa, that guy can really leg press." That's what they say. But a wall sit. Wall sit
it's on my list.
Me too. The wall squats.
Yes, I can sit with no weight, none whatsoever, on a wall, and 30 seconds in, I look like I'm doing nothing. I should be able to sit there forever, and my legs are on fire. I am going to die soon. There's no way I'm making it to 45 seconds, and all I'm doing is sitting on a stinking wall with no weights. That's stupid. I hate it in every ounce of my body.
They are the
drafted.
worst. They make you feel so incredibly weak.
Yeah, you can get the shakes on the wall squats real quick.
You can. You do.
You're required. It's a requirement.
You're going to have the shakes here in about 20 seconds.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're like, just keep going. You're like, no. No, I'm done. All right, I have 2 picks.
I might need to find some more exercises.
I was really upset with how all of the things that we're picking are also on my list. And I'm like, my list is
all right.
It's starting to dwindle.
Well, there is a reason that there is a day, an exercise day when you go to the gym, and everyone hates it, and people want to skip it. Like, it's notorious. You hate leg day, and there is a reason people hate leg day, because working out your legs is awful. So I'm going to
because it's unrewarding.
Right.
Because at the end of it, you don't see a dude with big legs. He's wearing jeans. It's like, okay, and it's like, just put my chicken legs in there. Give me some big biceps.
We're changing things. Society is changing. People are starting to respect the quads and the hammies and the glutes a little bit more.
My time is coming.
It is, Jason. You got skies out, thighs out, man. You got to get them short shorts.
Got to get tiny shorts and big shirts.
Just the biggest.
I'm just going to start.
Parachute shirt you can find, and the tiniest shorts.
I'll basically look like I did when I was a kid, wearing my dad's shirt to bed. That's
but with the best calves ever.
Oh, look at these hammies.
All right, so I'm going to start with my number one least favorite leg exercises. I will go with the lunges, where you're going down. One, I'm terrible at it. I don't know how people are, like, they get their knee to the ground. I'm off balance all the time.
You're falling over.
I feel like I'm going to tip over. I got these weights in my hand. It sucks. Lunges are I can do unweighted lunges, and I feel like I'm going to fall over. I hate it.
Anytime there's an exercise, like, because I was thinking unweighted lunges. When there's an exercise and there's no weight involved, and you're just lunging forward, you should be able to do that. And yet, after a few, it's like, this is not working. So, all right.
Okay, so lunges, and now do I just double up? Do I just keep going with leg day? So I'm going to go, oh, man, which one do I despise more? I'll just follow it up. I'm going to keep the legs going. I'm just going to take plain old squats. Old squats. I will say, like, when you're done with squats, it is rewarding. Like, I can't imagine that anyone on this show, we're not going to say, you know what I hate doing? Bicep curls and bench press, because after it's done, you're like, check out what I'm working with over here, because I'm nice and swole. But squats, I do feel accomplished when I'm done. But when I am doing squats and you're at 8 and you got to get to 10, it is just a terrible feeling. You're like, I know that every blood vessel in my neck and my face looks like it's about to just rain red all over this gym. So I'm taking squats.
See,
all right.
I loved squats. We would do goblet squats when Andy and I worked out together with a trainer, and I'd hold an 80-pounder and squat, and I feel like I could do that forever.
I like. Is that when like you're just holding the one weight?
Mm-hmm.
See, those are fine. I'm okay with those. But when you're doing a barbell squat or you're holding the 2 dumbbells, it feels bad.
Yeah, so here's the thing. My legs are strong. That's what we don't want as men generally. I mean, not that we don't want strong legs.
I want strong legs.
Right, but my upper body is not as strong as my lower. I want to flip the script, because the next thing I'm taking, like when Andy and we're working out together, right? And we're doing the squats. I've got a super heavy weight. He doesn't. But when we flip the script and we got to do pull-ups, I think it's not fair because I always have extra weight to pull up. And here's some scrawny, unmuscular, weak-armed 160-pound guy who can just do pull-ups for days.
I like pull-ups a lot.
And I'm 260, and I'm like, I don't.
You have a built-in a negative handicap built in?
I don't know if I could do one, but I think I could do one. No, I can't. No, now that I think about it, no way. I cannot do a pull-up. I could do like a curl, when you're reverse grip, a chin-up, but a pull-up, with your hands facing outwards, I do not believe I can get one.
Which
as
means
of this
that
moment.
when we were doing pull-ups, either one of us, because we're now grown men and not like, I used to be able to do like literally 20 pull-ups as a 8th grader. But now you have like a band underneath you, and it's like daddy's holding you up going, all right, can you get some on the top shelf?
It's called the embarrassment band. And and he
Let's
would
put
stretch.
a thicker bland on this guy.
But what is super embarrassing? Oh yeah, those bands, they were not happy with me. They were stretched to their limits. And here's the most embarrassing part. Like that then propels you up, right? It goes down and the energy goes back up. And I still couldn't get to the top of that sucker with these bands. It was probably the most embarrassing thing. Whenever we had to do that in a room full of people, it's like, oh man, I need like 6 bands.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, that one's good. That's funny. I will say this. I don't know if I can draft it, but anything that has a level of complex. Look, when you're working out, you're sweating.
Mm-hmm.
You the blood flow, circulation. Talk about circulation problems.
That's really difficult for you as a
Yeah,
tall
very
person.
difficult.
As a tall person,
people.
you're not thinking straight. So whenever we would be given like more complicated maneuvers, anything that means like I have to follow a rhythm, I've got to, like, I guess the jump ropes like it, but we used to do like ladders on the ground, and you'd be putting your feet through in different orders.
Like
and different.
a speed ladder,
Oh,
an agility ladder.
And those were always sat out front of this workout facility where the physical therapy people are, and they're waiting to go to their treatments, and they're just watching me butcher.
We put on a show.
Oh, we put on it. We got to the point where they were enjoying it, but
If you're a PT, if you're a trainer, do you have premium pricing? The only difference between the workout is you're not in the front. You're not in the front room where everybody is. You're in the back in a private room, but you charge double the amount for the premium suite just so you don't have to be ashamed.
I'll pay it.
all right. I don't have any more like leaders of the pack. You guys have made some great draft picks here. So I will go with Mike. When you brought up the legs, I started thinking about leg extensions.
Okay.
And I don't think my knees really like that very much.
So
I'm
the
gonna
good old-fashioned the leg press?
No, not the press. I'm talking about like when your knees are bent and you put the legs in between the two pads and you lift your knees up and down.
Oh, the quad machine.
Yeah, it's a leg
Okay.
extension, but it's
Leg
not,
extension. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a leg extension machine. And so I will draft that one because I am fairly certain that is not good on any of your knee tendons or patella tendons or anything
that
like that.
machine makes you feel good.
Well, it does work that quad.
That
I will
machine,
give you
you're
that.
like, I mean, you get that is instant gratification. If you look down and you can see your muscles.
That's
Like,
true.
I have no leg muscles until I'm on the leg extension machine. Then I got some quads, man.
And
Yeah,
then
no,
you
I-
get off limping around.
I love that machine.
Okay.
Yeah, I do too.
It's one of those things where we love what we're good at and
Yeah.
we hate what we can't do, a la the pull-ups.
Yeah. And then I am with Jason. Anything that makes you, that is simultaneously difficult, not rewarding, and makes you look stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So I will go with a floor exercise of the Supermans.
Okay.
Do you know where you're laying
I know
flat? You're sniffing the floor to start
Yeah.
with, which is
Yep.
like the workout floor.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're just extending back.
Yep.
And you look real dumb. I mean, you're attached
You
by
look
your
like
pelvis.
Superman.
You're attached by your pelvis to the ground. You put your legs up and your arms up in the air, and then you just have to do reps like that while you sniff the ground. So I will go
Okay.
with the Supermans.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you look stupid, it's embarrassing. And when you look stupid doing something that looks easy, it's worse. Andy, how flexible am I?
On a scale of 1 to 10, you are a 0.
That is correct. I am off the scale. In fact, when I used to be a great athlete, ran cross country, was on the basketball team, I had to go get a physical for so that I could, join the basketball team. And I went to one of these places where they're doing like 300 physicals in a day. And it's kind of, you just go from one curtain to the next, and each doctor or nurse, they just do one thing to someone over and over. And I lay flat on the table, and they grab my foot and they lift it up to see where my knee naturally bends, to see where your hamstring tightness is. And eventually, as your foot
Your knee
gets
doesn't
higher,
bend at your knee?
no, to see where when my leg is raised, at what degree of
okay,
my leg
okay.
being raised that my knee naturally bends in. And she gets about a foot up off the ground, and my knee starts to bend. And she thinks I'm lying. She's like, no. At first, she thought like, oh, I didn't understand. And then she explained it again, and then she did it again, and it bent at the same place. And she's like, and then she didn't believe that was my natural, like I have, my hamstrings are.
If Jason was like taken to a laboratory, he could discover that he doesn't have them.
Yeah, I think they're not there, or they're half size. People are like, oh, touch your toes. I'm like, touch my knees is difficult.
So did you know you have used wash rags connecting your muscles?
I did know that. And for those reasons, I am drafting something that I know is very popular among a lot of people. But if you put me in a yoga room, I am not having a good time.
I would pay for you to take some yoga.
I cannot do a position that you want me to do. And this is supposed to be this relaxing, meditative. There's no possibility
There's
of
nothing
me.
relaxing about yoga. What are the
Yoga's
people
it's a
talking
brutalizing exercise. Yeah, it's just
look, that's for beautiful people. And I'm so happy for everyone that can successfully enjoy yoga, but you get that out of my life, ain't happening.
I'm super into Warrior 2. That's
is
just
that
the
a
one
yoga?
where that's the pose.
The
where
pose. Yeah,
that's
Warrior
the pose where you just the hands go
It's
up.
like a lunge with your hands up, and that's it.
You're like,
I'm gonna stay in Warrior 2 here.
Oh, I could do
I'm not
that.
shifting to no downward facing
Like-
nothing.
Back to Warrior 1. I'm like, but 2, it's 2, so it's way more important than your Warrior 1. Clearly, I'll be here doing important things while you're in Warrior 1.
If I was doing yoga on one of those, you know how they have the mirror exercise machines? I'd want the mirror to go blurry for the whole yoga portion. Like, don't show me what I look like doing yoga. Falling over. It's called falling over. That's what yoga is.
Man.
It's
Yes.
called tip me over. All right, Mike, final pick for you.
Okay, my final pick. I'm down to I've got two that I like. But I'll whatever. I'll just close it out with this one. It's another cardio one. And this is one that is interesting. Oh, was I talking about Warrior 1? Owl? Was I wrong?
Yeah, if the hands are over your head, that's Warrior 1.
Oh,
If
no,
they're-
my
if
whole
they're
entire-
out like an airplane.
My
that's
whole
Warrior 2.
shtick has fallen apart.
It's okay.
Oh,
It's
no.
a common mistake. Warrior 1, Warrior 2, Mike. You're all right.
Well, yeah, first is the best. Second is the worst.
That's right.
Second is the first loser. This one, it's a cardio move, and the pieces just they never come together for me. Where either I feel like my cardio is strong enough where I can keep going, but somehow my upper body is not strong enough to hold, or I can hold and the cardio is not strong enough. I will take mountain climbers because I loathe mountain climber cardio exercises.
yeah, no, that makes good sense.
Mountain
All right.
climbers that's where you're on the ground.
That's where
right?
you're on the ground in a push-up position, and then you just run your knees up to your chest.
Oh, gross. I hate that. It's another one where it's like, this belly's there.
I-
There's no room for the knees.
I didn't want to be mean because Jason whooped me on most exercises, but mountain climbers were not one that he would defeat me on.
No, that's a good pick, Mike.
All right, spectacular.
The only other one where I was like, this really should be picked, even though you would have to say the machine, I guess, to define it as an exercise. But just, you know what? Stairs. Stairs are the absolute worst thing in the entire world. In my life, I've been in and out of good shape. I've been in great physical shape before. Doesn't matter. As soon as you're in front of a flight of stairs, you get up to the top, you're like, whoo, that got the heart rate up. I'm a little bit winded. It doesn't matter how good a shape you are in. Stairs are the worst.
Stairs are the
Okay.
worst. On my undrafted list, I have inchworms, which I don't
not
think
familiar.
people know. That's where you're basically this. You go like almost like a push-up position, and then you walk. You
walk
your
out?
legs. You walk your legs into your hands.
Okay.
It
While
while your
doesn't
butt
work
goes
if you
into the
don't have
air.
hamstrings.
And when you don't have hamstrings, it don't work. And then dance videos. We should have taken the
right.
dance exercise videos.
Yeah, bear crawls also suck. I was gonna, it seemed like a little overload on the running, but sprinting sucks too. Just for-
Jogging is
for
the
the
worst.
jogging,
If
sprinting.
Andy had just taken all variations of running. You know what I hate? Running, jogging, sprinting, and power walking.
That's right. All right, that'll do it for today's draft. One more thing.
What did we learn today?
Oh, I know what I learned.
I mean, did you learn that tall people get colder?
No, that's not what I was going to go with. But that I did learn that. I was going to say that apparently northern Arizona is just much colder than I realized.
Ever imagine? I learned that it's better to be special than rich on today's show. Be special.
Yes.
Get a special treat from a restaurant more than being able to buy it yourself. All right.
Of that, Nike, I'm available.
Yeah. He will save your product from a burning building if need be. That'll do it for today's Spitballers. Thank you so much for supporting us. You can go to spitballerspod.com to learn more about how to be an official Spitwad supporter of the show. And we'll be back with another episode next week. Take care, everybody.
Thank you. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out spitballerspod.com.